I'm coming back harder than ever, and now I ain't wasting no time. You bitches, y'all really done fucked up. They told me get back on my grind. I took a little break for a minute, I let your host have it. Y'all still couldn't pop shit. I done put my foot back on the scene, now it's my name, they screaming, I'm ready to rock shit. Took so many losses, my partner done crossing, my bro in the cell and my dog in the coffin. They tell me to chill, but my shit I be popping. My chopper can't stop it, whole face I be rocking. No dick I be popping, these niggas be flocking. I want some money, no profit, ain't talking. You say you be stepping, but I'm a big stepper. I'm handling business, I'm changing the weather, yeah. From city to city, from state to state. I'm the big dog, yeah, heavyweight. Put your ass on the plate, and I won't leave a trace. You keep fucking around, and your ass will get.
Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Butterfly Benjaminz checking in with the Butterfly Benjaminz effect, and y'all are tuned in to my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing and all that good shit. Make sure y'all stay doing that and stay tuned in, because we dropping gems every time I motherfucking post, okay? All right, so y'all, this is episode 4. This is episode 4, y'all. I'm doing so good. I'm so proud of myself that I'm keeping this shit up and keeping it going. But yeah, this is episode 4, and today I kind of want to focus on, I really want to talk to y'all about manifesting and what it is, what it does, how it works, why I got into it, and what it's done for me. Kind of like wake y'all up a little bit. Like if a lot of y'all don't know what it is or know what it is and don't know how to use it, you know, to your advantage or things like that. So we just gonna hop right into it and get it going. So first thing first, what is manifesting? What is manifestation? Manifesting things and manifestation is basically like speaking things into existence and calling it forward for yourself, putting it in the atmosphere, basically. We're going to put it in the atmosphere. We're going to call it. We're going to speak it. We're going to make sure it happens for us. May not know how it's going to happen. May not have the funds to make it happen. Whatever it is, like when you're manifesting, you're speaking it into existence. You're putting it out there. You're putting it out there for the universe to basically make it happen. And if it's for you, it's going to happen. Now, let me say this. When you're manifesting, long story short, it will not always happen. And that could be that it's just not for you. What you're asking God and the universe for is just not meant for you. You asking for something that God don't have planned for your life. So let's not over motherfucking do it. You know, but seek and ye shall find. Ask and you shall receive. So if it fits what God's ultimate plan he has for you, or, you know, the universe has for you, it's going to happen. So if you know, like, you're manifesting something or you need something, it could be something as simple as, I'm manifesting, I'll have a good job in the next 3 months. You're going to speak it into existence every day. Now, one thing, okay, about manifestation, you have to wake up every day and just speak it into the atmosphere. It has to come out of your mouth. It has to roll off of your tongue. So we're going to use an example. Like I said, okay, the job shit. Every day I wake up, before my feet touch the ground, soon as my eyelids open, I'm going to manifest. I'm going to say, Lord, before, you know, this certain time, or we don't even got to put a time on it, because it could happen this year, it could happen next year. Before, Lord, I just want to manifest that I will have a better job really soon. I pray I'll have a job that I like. I manifest that I have a job. I'll get a job that fits what I want to do with my life. I manifest that I have a job that is less stressful, not stressful at all. So when I'm manifesting an example to a new job, a better job, those are some things that I would say. And I'll wake up and say it. Like I said, as soon as my eyelids open, before my feet touch the ground, I'm already speaking it, putting it in the atmosphere for the day. I'm going to put it in the atmosphere when I go outside. I'm going to put it in the atmosphere when I'm walking around. I'm like, I'm going to get a new job. I'm going to get a new job. And the thing with manifesting, when you say it out of your mouth, you have to believe it in your heart. You have to believe it in your mind. You have to know that what you're speaking is your spell for yourself. Like you're going to make this happen however it happens. You don't know how you're going to do it, but you got faith in yourself, and you got faith in the universe, and you have faith in God that he's going to make sure that what you ask for comes to fruition. I think that's how you say that word. I was trying to be fancy. He's going to make sure that shit happen. Okay? So when you're manifesting something, you're speaking it into existence, you're calling it forward, you're putting it in the atmosphere, and you're speaking on it daily, 24/7. Every time I think about it, I'm going to be like, I'm going to get a new job. I'm going to get a great job. I'm going to get a job making sure I can pay all my bills and still have money, you know, to spend and do X, Y, and Z. I'm going to get a job that's going to make sure I can take care of my whole family. That's manifesting. That is putting it in the atmosphere, okay? So it says, how does it work? I kind of touched on it already. It doesn't work on your time. Let's be clear. Like I said, I've manifested things. I've wrote down things. That's another thing. Make sure when you're manifesting, not only speaking it, write that shit down. When you use pen and pad, old school. When you use pen and pad and put things on paper, writing it on wax, you're producing what they like to call a spell in the spiritual world. You're making a spell. And with that spell, it's going to happen. So let's jump back. How does it work? How does it work? It doesn't happen overnight. None of my things that I've manifested have happened overnight. Like, not one thing. And when I manifest, if it gets time for me where I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but this is what I want to do, I'm going to write that shit down. I'm going to plant seeds. I'm going to burn my sage. I'm going to meditate on it. I'm going to speak it every day. I'm going to wake up in my mind knowing that the things that I ask the universe and God for is going to happen. Might not happen today. Might not happen tomorrow. Might not happen this year. Maybe a few years from now. But it's going to happen because that's something that I want. That's something I prayed for. And that's something I believe in. So definitely know that I'm not giving y'all nothing that's like magic and shit like that. I'm telling you some real shit though. It's not going to happen overnight. So when you're manifesting, just know that when it does happen, time is the word. It's going to happen when it's supposed to happen. Okay? So you can write down your, thoughts and manifestations today, and it might not come till a year from now. It's all about timing. It's all about God's time. And I said that in my last episode, like, we're never on our time. We're on God's time. So just know it's coming. Just be patient. But at the same time, always keep that mind. You have to keep that mindset that you know it's going to happen. That's the main thing. People sit here and they be like, oh, well, I wrote it down like you said and nothing's happened. But are you speaking it into existence every day? Are you walking around in your head 25/8 like, I know it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. You got to keep faith. Like, you got to have faith. You have to have faith. I promise you it works. Manifesting is real. It's a real thing and it really works. But that's a whole nother subject. Y'all going to have to get deeper in tune with yourself and spiritually in tune with yourself to know, like, the certain things that I've learned over the years that have helped me get farther ahead in life or get along in life. Let's see. How does it? I touched on it. Damn, I'm just skipping over all the questions before I even motherfucking get to them. It says, how long does it take to manifest something? Like I said, it doesn't happen overnight. Everything comes with time. And I'm not saying that even when you manifest things, it won't happen overnight. There's a possibility. If that's your time and you spoke it up, cool. But just know, like, you can't rush this shit. It's not like a magical thing. Like, bitch, it's not magic. This is deep spiritual beliefs and spiritual, I want to say rituals, but that's not, I don't think that's the right word for that. But it takes time, and you got to show the universe and you have to show God, like, you really ready for this shit. Because it's not just, oh, I'm gonna just manifest one thing one time and I'm gonna be done with the shit. No, you got to really believe in this shit. You got to really be in tune with the spiritual world of how things work and how we do things. It's not just a hit it and quit it type thing. Like, you got to be spiritually right as well for manifestations to work. Just because you're watching this YouTube, and you could be sitting here watching this video and be like, oh, I'm gonna try that. But if you're not spiritually in tune, don't waste your time. Build yourself up spiritually first before you start doing the things that I'm telling you to do as far as manifesting. Don't just hop out here like I said, like, oh, I'm finna just do this one time. I really want this. I really want these new shoes. I'm just gonna write it down. I'm gonna put it in the atmosphere. I'm gonna do this. No, it doesn't work like that, sweetie. This shit come with time. This shit come with patience. This shit came with tests, trials, and tribulations, okay? All of that. So you can't just jump into that either, manifesting things, because it doesn't work like that. You got to be on a certain degree of spiritualness to even reach things where you can manifest, okay? The power of the tongue. The power of the tongue is like a book. Like, you got to go through certain chapters to even make your tongue a sword, if that makes sense. To even have power in your tongue, to even have power in your hands that whatever you touch will turn gold. But that's a whole nother lesson. Okay. So it says, what got me started being spiritual and manifesting? I can honestly say, y'all, during the pandemic, I was always spiritual. I grew up in the church and shit. I was at church. It seemed like every day, if you ask me. When we moved to Atlanta, like my mama had us going to Divine Faith in Clayton County, Altair Boulevard. We was in church for Sunday service, all 3 services. That means 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Because they had a 7 a.m., 10 o'clock, and then a 6 p.m. service, 6 or 7 p.m. We went to all 3 services. We was at choir rehearsal, dance practice during the week, all that. Bible study on Wednesdays. So I grew up in the church. But I can honestly say nothing is wrong with church. Do not get me wrong. But you do not have to go to church to know God. You don't have to go to church to worship God. You don't have to go to church to be in the position of spirituality that I'm in. And like I said, nothing towards the church. I love going to church. Honestly, my favorite part of church is praise and worship. I fuck with the message and stuff like that too, but praise and worship, oh, it'll get me going, okay? It will get me going. That's what I love about church. But during the pandemic, when everything kind of shut down, and it may have been a little bit before that I stopped attending church regularly because, number one, I was out in the streets. I wasn't thinking about church. On Sundays, we was going to the club. I was going to Frequency on Sundays, so it wasn't given go to church. I missed church a lot. But during the pandemic, I started talking to God more. I had time to talk to God more, if that makes sense. We wasn't doing nothing but sitting in the house. Everybody know over here we was smoking, drinking, kicking shit every fucking day. We was getting unemployment and all that. We didn't have to go to work. We was getting money and sitting on our ass. But during that time, I definitely started to talk to God more. And I can honestly say that my eyes opened up more to what was really going on in the world. It made me sit back and take time with God. It was a lot of things going on in my life as well that had me like, I didn't have nobody else to turn to but God. I didn't have nobody else to talk to but God. I wasn't in a relationship. I fell out with one of my best friends that I've known since 4th grade. And I really didn't even know why. I know why. That's a topic for another day. I know why, but it just drew me closer. Certain things just drew me closer to God. So in that time, I started going to like the spiritual stores, like the crystal stores, and I started getting spiritual candles. I started getting more sage and learning about that, how to sage your house, how to sage yourself. And that shit changed my motherfucking life. Like, I had 2 years to really like build and grow and build a real connection and a real bond with God and the universe and my ancestors on a whole new level. I started learning things that I thought used to be weird, and now I'm like, oh shit, like this ain't even, no weird shit. This shit actually work, like, and it's nothing evil about it. Good, pure intention shit. So I started getting into the tarot readings and things like that. Like I can do tarot readings. Like I said, I got the candles, the sage, and things like that. So during the pandemic, I learned a lot of things that worked in my favor. I learned how to cast spells. You could, they say witches cast spells and stuff, but they call us witches anyway. Which, once again, y'all gonna have to get into that for yourself. I can't explain that for you. I call myself a goddess witch. We all witches spiritually if we can get in tune with ourselves. Witches cast spells. I've never done anything evil. That's one thing I stand on. Even with my tarot readings that I do for people, I could tell you, some negative things that the cards say, but I decline to do that. All my readings are positive. I never want to give people a bad reading. And that's another thing. Like when you do tarot readings, depending on how the card falls, upside or downside, it could be negative or positive. I never read the cards downside though. I never do that because I don't want people coming to me and be like, I don't want to tell you the wrong thing, you know, and I don't want to tell you nothing negative. I don't want nothing negative around me. It gets that deep to where I'm doing a reading, and if a negative card does, you know, fall or whatever, we either going to draw another one or I'm going to flip it and reverse it, because I believe even if something comes for you to be bad or evil, you can always reverse it and flip it and make it for your good. There's a saying for that, but it's not on the tip of my tongue right now. But anything evil, I always feel like I can reverse it and make it good. I'm gonna always see the good in a person. I'm gonna always see the good in a situation. Even when shit is fucked up around here for me, I always try to see the positive side to it. Like, oh, well, it could have been worse. It could have been this. It could have been that, but it wasn't, you know? And shit could be really fucked up. But that's just a positive mind thinking and a positive mindset that I have for myself. So, like I said, I got into this shit during the pandemic, and I turned my whole life around. I changed my whole way of thinking. I changed my whole mindset. I changed my friends and my surroundings. I cut people off that I'm like, we can't be sitting around doing this shit. Like, it's way more shit for us to be motherfucking doing than sending each other faces doing nothing. You feel me? So that's kind of how I got into it. It was really during the pandemic when I got closer to God and got more spiritually in tune with what was going on in the world and myself. So that's how I started manifesting. And I could sit here and tell y'all some things that I manifested. Like I said, I always write my shit down. Like, that's one thing I do. I might speak it every day. I might pray for it every day. But I make sure that I write it down. Number one, my mind is bad as fuck. I be forgetting shit. So I be having to write shit down any fucking way. But when it comes to my manifesting, I always write it down and keep it. I was just reading my notebook the other night. I had made 2020. I think it was like for things I wanted to do towards the new year and things I was manifesting. And I'm looking back at my book last night and I'm like, bruh, I spoke all this shit into existence. And not only that, did I speak it into existence, I motherfucking did that shit. Like, okay, one example was I wanted to stop smoking Black and Milds. I wrote that in my book. And if you know me, like, I was smoking Black and Milds heavy. Like, it wasn't no coming off of it. It wasn't no, I stopped at the gas station to get gas and I didn't take my ass inside to get no Black and Mild. Like, I was smoking them bitches bad. And it was a bad habit that I wanted to break, straight up. It was just a bad habit. I didn't like when I'd be around people and they be like, oh, you smoke Black and Milds? That's so nasty. Like, you're a lady. Like, and it used to hit me like, damn. But I was like, bro, I don't smoke weed, so this is what I smoke. Like, this is what's going on. I didn't give a fuck what nobody think. And like I said, I wrote it down in my book. And I'm looking at it last night like, damn, like I told myself I was going to do it. And if anybody know, like, it don't even have to be a Black and Mild. Any type of addiction that you have or like a bad habit, it's so hard to break bad habits. It's so hard to break bad habits. I don't give a fuck what it is. It could be something small or big. A bad habit is hard to break. Y'all need to look up the definition of a habit. It's hard to break that shit. So even something just as small as me wanting to stop smoking blacks, for me to know like how I was on it, and for me to, as of today, say I don't smoke Black and Milds. I can't stand that fucking smell. I hate when people smoke that shit like to the T. Like, I remember praying God to like put an ill taste in my mouth when I smoked them bitches. Like, just make me hate them. And I'm telling y'all today, let somebody be around me and they smoking a Black and Mild, bitch, it makes my stomach turn. I'm disgusted. Especially a bitch. I ain't no judgments of bitch, but a bitch smoking a black and I see her, I'm like, oh, bitch. But they don't know, bitch, I used to be the same one. I'm pretty sure people was looking at me the same fucking way, like, bitch, that's nasty as fuck. You need to cut it out, okay? Cut your shit. But yeah, even something like as small as that, like I said, like just to know that I put it down on paper and I mentally made sure that I did that shit. And that's power of the mind. That's power of the tongue. You got to have power over all your thoughts. The mind is a fucking beautiful thing to waste. And truth be told, even scientifically, if y'all look into that shit, like your brain and the frequencies in your brain and stuff, like how it controls our everyday life, shit gets deep. Y'all need to look that up. Y'all need to look up how the brain and how it works. And then look into it spiritually, how the brain works. You can think something negative and negative is going to happen. I was reading something last night in this book. I'm not done with it yet, so I don't want to speak on it. But I was reading in this book, and it was just like, I had caught myself doing the same shit. It was saying, oh, if you're the person that's like, oh, you know, I always get the short end of the stick. Why so-and-so didn't have to do all that? They always got it easy. I'm out here, I got to do this and that just to get, you know, to point A from point B. And I was reading that and I'm like, damn, man, I used to be the same fucking way. Like, I used to speak negative, not even knowing I'm speaking negative, because that was real shit. I'm just like, damn, how the fuck so-and-so get this? How the fuck she do that? How the fuck he do that? You feel me? And I got to do X, Y, and Z to even get that little bit. You feel me? But I had to really like start catching myself like, bitch, watch what the fuck you say out your mouth, bitch. Because while you sitting there worried about why they got this or how the fuck they got that, and you got to go through hell and high waters to get it, that's not their story. They don't have shit to do with you. So I really started checking myself like, okay, bitch, I'm going to watch what the fuck I say. Like, even though I might want to say it, I was with my friend today and we riding, everything she said, bitch, that sounded like it was finna be negative. Like, damn, Trouble, why we gotta... She the only one that called me Trouble. Let me say that. My best friend is the only... Slim is the only person that calls me Trouble still. But like I told y'all in the last video, it's a respect thing. Do not call me that. But it's an exception for her. She been calling me that. But yeah, she like, damn, Trouble, like, why we gotta go through all this? Why we gotta do all this? Like, we don't have to do all this. Like, so-and-so don't gotta do all this. It's just us. And I'm like, Slim, be quiet. Shut up. Don't even talk like that in my car. Don't talk like that around me, bitch, because we could reverse something that God is working on in our favor, and he'll be like, oh, so bitch, you still want to sit here and motherfucking be negative, or you don't trust that I'm working it out for y'all and this, that, and the third? Okay, let me show you. Let me make it hard again. Let me prolong your blessing because you still sitting here worried about such and such, or what somebody else doing, or why you got to do this. One thing that I have learned is do not question God. And one thing that I also have learned is God is not going to give you more than you could bear. And if you know me personally, like, you know, like, I've been through hell. Like, I've been through a lot of shit, but you can't tell. You can't tell. This shit over here might look sweet. I've been through so much shit. But every time I felt like something wasn't going my way or I couldn't figure something out, God showed me he's real. And I stand 10 toes on that. He showed me what he can do compared to what I can do. Oh, I'm gonna let her think, you know, whoop-de-whoop, this ain't gonna happen for her. And boom, out of nowhere, it just happened. And then I call my mom. Everybody know I call my mom about everything. I call my mom and be like, Mom, you know how I was tripping about whoop-de-whoop? Why this just happened? And mom would be like, I told you. You be sitting there worrying and panicking about shit that just go through the shit. Just go through the shit. Like, my life, I wouldn't even be able to sit here and talk on YouTube if I ain't even been through half of the shit I've been through to tell y'all how I made it out. You feel me? So now, and like I said, I'm just now learning this shit. Like, I'm just now really, like, my eyes opening up to a lot of shit. Like, yeah, I done been through a lot of shit in life. I done, you know, seen a lot of shit, did a lot of shit. But it's because I needed to be in this position. I needed to be in this chair. I needed to be on this YouTube with stories for days to tell y'all how hard shit was, or how fucked up shit was, or how shit was just, like, negative. And I turned that shit around and I made it positive, or I turned that shit around and I made it through it. Like, down on my ass type shit. And look at me. Like, no. So, yeah. Always, when y'all are speaking, speak positive. Like, any negative thoughts that come across your mind, X that shit out immediately. Immediately. Don't hesitate. If you say, even if you slip up, like, I'm not perfect. Like, sometimes, like I said, I just said some negative shit today, the other day, and I caught myself real fast. Like, hold on, I'm not even finna think like that. I'm not even finna put that in the atmosphere. I'm not even finna go down that road. Like, we gonna flip that shit around and be like, everything gonna be okay. God gonna work it out. But at the same time, guess what I'm doing? And when I get home at night, in the morning time, I'm speaking shit into existence. I'm writing shit down 24/7. Ain't no time throughout the day that I'm not praying and knowing that God gonna make a way out of motherfucking no way for me. And I need everybody to be on that same page. Like, yeah. And given, you know, after the pandemic, a lot of shit got fucked up. Like, you know, shit is fucked up out here. Like, the gas price is high as fuck. Food price is high as fuck. Ain't no food on the shelf. But just know, like, y'all just got to stay positive. It ain't up to the white man. It's up to God. And God is going to take care of all his children. Like, he going to make sure all of us are good at the end of the day. We might not have everything we want, but I promise you, we got everything that we need. And if you watching this video and your situation fucked up, you got kids to take care of shit, like you ain't even thinking about yourself, I'm telling you, out of my mouth, sitting over here with 3 kids with no help, God's gonna make sure you good if you trust him. God gonna make sure you good if you have faith in him. God gonna make sure you good if you make sure he good and you make sure you doing your part. And when I say doing your part, I mean getting your ass up and going to motherfucking work. If you got kids out here and you're a woman, a single mother, a mother period, don't ever depend on anybody when it comes to taking care of children that came out of you. Do it for you. Do it for your kids. Get your ass up and go get you some money. Get your ass up so that your kids don't have to have less than, and you, how I say this? I ain't gonna say that. Hey, Cupcake. I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna let that one slide. But get up and do it for the kids. Make sure you doing your part. I just told my friend this. I was like, long as God sees us trying, long as God see us getting up every day, like, without complaining. Notice I said without complaining. Why the camera trying to focus on you, Cupcake? You need to move. Notice I said without complaining. Yes, shit get hard. Yes, shit get dark. Yes, shit always seem like just it's too much. Do it without complaining, and I promise you, watch how your life turn around. Watch how shit just start to just unfold for you. Just watch. And like I told y'all on the last episode, I still work a 9 to 5, and I hate going to work. But guess what? This rent got to get paid. These kids got to get took care of. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to get my ass up and go to work every day. I'm going to pray every day that God get me out this situation where I do not have to work. I don't want to work. I want to be my own boss. I want my business to flourish. But in the meantime, I'm not sitting around waiting on nobody to help me. I'm not sitting around asking nobody for shit. I got 2 legs and 2 hands. I'm going to get out here and get it. So side note, like I said, to all the mothers that have kids that are dependent on them and looking up to them, go out there and do your shit. Go out there and do your shit. It ain't no excuses. When we decided to have these kids, we signed a contract to motherfucking take care of them. They didn't ask to motherfucking be here. So do your big one. Do it for your kids. Don't do it for you. Do it for your kids. Do it for your kids' future so that they can get older and take care of you. The same way you taking care of them right now. No excuses. So that was just a little something. I'm gonna leave off on that note today. Like I said, I just wanted to run by what manifesting is and the power of manifesting. Take y'all's time. Get in tune with the spiritual world. Get in tune with the spiritual life. Like, bitch, every time I just find out something new about, like, myself, my soul, my ancestors, like, I feel like a kid at the fucking candy store. Like, it's so much shit that we just missing out on. It's so many blessings or so many, lucky experiences or however the fuck you want to say it that we missing out on because we not in tune. Our mind is not right. We have been motherfucking brainwashed. So do some research for yourself. Y'all get back to me. Let me know. Hit me up. DMs always open. Comments always welcome. Leave that negative shit off my motherfucking page, though, because I'm not the one or the two. But, yeah, I'll be back, y'all. I'll be back. I will see y'all next time. Episode 5 coming soon. Like I said, I'm trying to keep it up. I've been doing good as far as my videos. So, y'all just stay tuned. Make sure y'all checking into my podcast every morning and getting some insight and some positive words and high vibrations to get your day going. And, yeah. Hit me up. Any questions, comments, hit my DM. Like, I'm always going to respond. Like, I'm not no stuck-up bitch. I'm not no artificial bitch. I'm a real bitch, like I always say. All right, y'all. Checking out. I'll see y'all next time.